Hi, in this video we're going to make a small game where we have two sprites and one sprite is going to chase the other trying to avoid being hit. We're going to give our crab a certain amount of lives and we're going to write some code that if we are touched by the chaser that we'll lose a certain amount of lives. When we get to 0 lives we want a message to be sent out that the game is over, the game is finished. To do that, the first thing we do is we go to the variables function. In the variables function we make a variable called lives. Once you click on OK, a new set of blocks appears. The first block that appears is set lives to. Now the default is 0. If we change the default to 5, that means when we begin our game, by clicking on the green flag and click it on, we'll start off with 5 lives. This will change to 5 when I click on the green flag. Now, as I said, every time we're touched by our chaser, we want to lose a life. So we select the block if touching the chaser, we want to change our lives by, it says 1 at the moment. Now that will increase your lives by 1, so that has to change to -1. Now we said that when we get to 0 lives, all our lives have gone, we want the game to be over. So to do that we get another if block, snap it on, if, and for this section we're going to use operators, and we're going to choose a block that says if something equals something else. So if our lives have reduced to 0, and we fit that in there, we want to tell everyone that the game is over, and we do that by making a broadcast. So I have broadcast and I have created game over, just written it in already. If you wanted to change it to something else, you click on new and type it in here, but I've made my broadcast already called game over. So this is a message that's been sent out to the screen, to the chaser, to all the sprites, that the game is over if we have reached 0 lives. Now to put that all together, we put a forever loop around it and a wait in the middle to slow it down. Now we also want the sprites to disappear once we've reached game over. So to do that, we choose the, when I receive the broadcast game over, I want the crab to hide, and I also want the shark to hide. So when I receive the broadcast game over, he must hide also. And finally, the most important thing is that we change the background screen, and here I've done already. When I receive game over, we're going to switch the underwater scene to a stage that I've created, or that I will create, and we'll just write game over, and that'll tell everyone that the game is finished. There it is there. Now when we begin our action, we always want the underwater scene to start, because there's no point starting with this background that says game over. When I receive game over, switch to background 1, which is the game over one, and then stop all scripts. So let's have a look at how that works. As you see up on the top left, if I do touch off the chaser, our lives are reducing by 1 each time until we get to 0 and our game is finished. The idea being you try as long as you can not to get hit.